Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The negotiations between Andy Ruiz Jr. and Dillian Whyte, which happened a couple of months ago, have been laid bare for the world to see on social media. So there's been a back and forth in the past 6 or 8 weeks between Ruiz Jr. and Whyte. Whyte wanting to face Ruiz Jr. Ultimately, he chose Povetkin after Andy Ruiz Jr. did not respond to initial offers. But Whyte has been out publicly savaging Ruiz, and here's an example.
I'm the can man. I'm more Mexican than the Ruiz is. He's a coward. He's all gut and no heart.
Most recently claiming Ruiz Jr. turned down $5 million to fight in America. And you can see here on screen, Andy Ruiz Jr., this is from his Instagram, a graphic on the left, which he originally posted on Twitter. So he says, "Yo, Dillian Whyte, stop clout chasing. You never offered $5 million, hashtag lies." And what's below it, this is a graphic from DAZN. You can see the DAZN logo towards the bottom there, slightly cut off. "We offered Andy Ruiz Jr. $5 million to fight me in America in his hometown." And those quotes are on a story DAZN has posted on its own website. You can see here on screen. And the full quote there, which is Whyte talking to Eddie Hearn, is, "I think Andy Ruiz might be another Buster Douglas. Shine once and that's all. The lifestyle that he's enjoyed, because let's be honest, we offered him $5 million to fight me in America in his hometown. He's turning down that kind of money to fight me, and all these other guys say I'm garbage. He beat Joshua. He should take the fight with me for $5 million. Easy, because that's what he got paid to fight Joshua the first time for the world titles. You just lost and you're getting paid a lot of money to fight in America. I'll come to America and fight, but if you don't want to take it, these guys say a lot of things about me, but I'm an old school dog. I'm coming to bark. I don't play no games." Well, apparently there might have been a bit of bark in some of Dillian Whyte's claims there, because in his post on social media responding to Ruiz, he talks about the offers. There's some evidence from Eddie Hearn, and he kind of exposes that there was no $5 million offer, but one can be on the table now. So $5 million was not offered previously, and that's evidenced by this email or message from Eddie Hearn that Dillian Whyte has published on Instagram. "Hi Tom, further to our recent emails, we would like to make a new offer of $4 million for Andy to fight Dillian Whyte in June in the US. Look forward to hearing from you, Eddie." And then below that, Hearn is talking to Whyte. "We offered Ruiz $4 million. You should go back and say, sorry, I checked with Eddie. We offered you $4 million. Do we have a deal at $5 million? And I will get it done." And in the message on the right-hand side, Dillian Whyte says, "Yo, fat boy, here's the email as it comes, Andy Destroyer. Stop talking shit. If you want it, you can get it anytime, anywhere. You fat donut. Hashtag talk gut, no heart."
I'm the can man. I'm more Mexican than the Ruiz is. He's a coward. He's all gut and no heart.
So it's an interesting situation, because clearly there was offers. It just wasn't as much as Dillian Whyte was claiming in public. So in some respects, it's a bit of a face palm from Whyte, because he over-exaggerated the offer. What he said was offer, it was $4 million, but now it can be $5 million. So the fight is still there. The problem being now, Dillian Whyte has already contracted to fight Alexander Povetkin in the UK next. That fight is on hold at the moment, postponed because of the current pandemic. But would there be an opportunity for Whyte to face Ruiz after that? So all the talk of Ruiz Jr., and I've seen a lot of fans piling in on him, saying that he turned down $5 million. He hadn't turned down $5 million because there was no $5 million offer to turn down. But there was an offer of $4 million. And you have to ask the question there, why would he turn down $4 million? What other options were available? Remembering Ruiz Jr. has been talking about taking a tune-up next and then fighting a Luis Ortiz or something similar of that caliber after that fight, which he originally, a couple of months ago, was talking about for maybe July or August. Perhaps some of this, though, came down to the fact that Ruiz Jr., despite whatever offers he was getting, wasn't ready for a fight because he was clearly out of shape. He was out of shape for his rematch with Anthony Joshua, and there was nothing to suggest that he'd really be putting in tip-top work in the gym after that. Obviously, he's posting a lot to social media now, stuff that he's working out and sweating, and here's a couple of things on screen that sort of evidence that. But as we know, social media can just be a body of lies. People can just show you what they want you to see. It doesn't necessarily represent reality in all cases. So it's an interesting situation because Whyte was out talking about offers that weren't made, but there was an offer, a couple of offers, with $4 million being the best of it. And the fact now we have Eddie Hearn saying, do we have a deal at $5 million and I will get it done? You know, will this actually go anywhere? Or is this more sort of posturing and positioning because there is no way to make that fight for next, because what next is already taken by Povetkin and Andy Ruiz Jr. is looking elsewhere? I mean, I like this fight and I would want to see these two guys fight because it would be an interesting clash. I mean, Dillian Whyte would probably look to utilize some of what Anthony Joshua did in the second fight with Ruiz Jr. and try to keep it long. He tried to do that in the second fight with Derek Chisora. Some mixed results in that fight. Chisora was up on a couple of cards before Dillian Whyte landed the left hook. But someone like Ruiz Jr. with his chin, obviously he's a guy that keeps coming, looking for counter opportunities. It's an interesting style clash, and you know, it kind of, to me, if Ruiz comes in shape, it's a 50-50 sort of fight. He's proven that, you know, if you fight in his wheelhouse, he's got a really good chance of winning at the elite level. But if you keep it long, that reduces his chances. Can Whyte box a disciplined fight and potentially box to a decision? So from a fight standpoint, I like that matchup because there's all sorts of talking points and angles. But on this other stuff, you know, Dillian Whyte has kind of exposed himself as exaggerating. There was no $5 million offer. And it's these sorts of things that you got to make sure whatever you're saying in public is actually the truth, that it is the right number, because he's exaggerated that by about 20% or so, $4 million to $5 million. And some people might go, well, still $4 million a lot of money. Yeah, and it's right. But Ruiz is not wrong when he says that Whyte was lying, that there was no $5 million offer. And Dillian Whyte himself has exposed that there was no $5 million offer by publishing his correspondence with Eddie Hearn that says it was $4 million. So, yeah, I mean, Whyte probably needs to be a bit more careful with some of the rhetoric that he goes out with and make sure that he's actually offered what he says he's offered, because it's gone around the world now that it was a $5 million offer for him to actually, you know, expose that it was actually 4. But it can now be 5. So I don't know if this actually goes anywhere, but it's interesting. I mean, the whole thing has been interesting. And even at $4 million, I mean, why is Andy Ruiz Jr. turning that down? It's probably some of the best money that's available out there right now for him. He's not getting that anywhere elsewhere at the moment. That's just a reality. Outside of a couple of guys like Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, Dillian Whyte, with his pay-per-views in the United Kingdom, and obviously this looked like it probably would have been a fight on DAZN. That's really good money for anyone in the heavyweight division in this day and age. So $5 million, will he be tempted even at 5? I just kind of think it's kind of all petered out. But what do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.